Hey guys, what up? It's your boy Langa here, and I'm back with another video. I haven't recorded any of these in a while, but the way things are at the moment, just been getting a bit itchy to just do something, create a little thing. So I'm just gonna try to keep this video a bit short. But yeah, basically what I'm gonna do just now is just similar to a couple other videos I've done before, just doodling while talking about a particular topic. And today's topic is about creative expression or self-expression. I'm just gonna write it down there. Creative expression. And it's just been something I've been thinking about for the last few days. It's just something that's come up as well for me, because since the whole quarantine pandemic thing started, I've just been seeing a lot of cases where, for example, a lot of people are going towards blogging and YouTube, which were already popular but seems to be sort of increasing, and you get a lot of different ways of doing things, of expressing yourself, of self-expression. And I was just thinking about it, and when you think about it, you get all kinds of ways of people, showing the world what's on their mind, like what they're capable of and the type of skills that they bring to the table. So you get the likes of musicians. So you get your music, you get your artists, your painters as well. I don't know why I thought this was gonna come out much better than it's coming out, but yeah, probably should have looked up references before starting, but it's chilled. I'm just gonna carry on anyway. And you get people who are much better at expressing themselves on a screen. You get your actors, actresses, people who thrive in situations where acting is involved and all that. So I was just thinking about it, and it becomes interesting because it's not only a case of artistic expression. You also get cases where self-expression can take the form of creating things that are a bit broader, a bit different, in some cases a bit new. Jesus, this is horrible, but yeah, just trying to draw a joystick basically. Probably should have looked up some references or something. I've had stuff next to me to reference. That's so good. But yeah, creative expression, that's what I'm talking about. So you get some people who can simply express themselves by lifting up an instrument and starting to play away. And then you get cases where that form of expression takes the form of something much bigger. Like get people who produce video games where you've got a number of forms of expression coming together. You've got music coming together, graphic design, story creation, all kinds of different ways of people of expressing themselves. But it's interesting when you start thinking about it as well, because it starts crossing a line from being self-expression to sort of being like a business transaction, if I can put it that way. It becomes about the money, so to speak. And that's also one thing to think about as well, because I was watching one of these artists, this cartoonist, on YouTube, and he was just explaining how one of the first bits of equipment that he bought by saving up, but I was just looking it up, and the pricing for those things is like ridiculous, like $10,000 for like one of the cheapest ones. And you start thinking about things like that, and like there are a lot of forms of expression where in order to actually go through that form of expression, you actually have to like invest a lot of skill and time. So a lot of them become very technical. And I was just thinking about the way that can sometimes throw a lot of people off. So, for example, with music, with certain instruments, there's certain ways to maintain the equipment, the way that the equipment is used, the style of playing it, and everything like that. And you start thinking to yourself, like, people can get very finicky about how that expression is done. You can get very technical to the point where the actual expression part of it can be sort of rinsed out, if I can put it that way. So you might have a situation where someone just wanted to make a song, for example, but now they have to think about a lot of the components of that process, producing, getting the beat together, all that kind of stuff. And I was actually thinking I was watching a video, I think it was deadmau5 was showing his studio, one of the latest places where he produces his stuff, and he had like a crazy amount of equipment set up in there, all kinds of knobs and buttons and stuff like that. And you start thinking to yourself, like, that's great that you can do that at that technical level, but when you also look at music, you're thinking to yourself, what about just picking up a guitar or sitting at a piano and starting to play? So it comes an interesting discussion about what still counts as self-expression, what levels you can go to. I mean, I was just thinking about as well people who express themselves with different mediums. So I've seen people draw up Excel sheets in the form of art, and then you also think expression isn't, I think I mentioned this before, but expression isn't only art. It can even be in the form of numbers. Some people are more expressive with the way that they draw up numerical situations, that they deal with numerical information. And that's also quite important for the way that the world works as well. You might find that someone who's not exactly artistically inclined has a more mechanical type of mindset. So sometimes it's a case of just thinking about what people enjoy themselves and how they present information to the rest of the world. The one thing I'm also thinking about as well is you have the likes of your short video type apps, your Vines and stuff like that. People getting really creative with like 6 seconds or whatever the duration is, or people getting very expressive on platforms such as Twitter, for example, being able to express themselves within a tweet, and you even have people becoming famous off that as well. So that's where it also becomes another discussion about just going back to the whole money thing, about how different forms of expression have different financial outcomes. For example, people who are more inclined to be on TV, have that type of skill set and know-how, and have been working towards that, might make more money than people who play music in some cases, and vice versa. Or someone who produces a video game might make way more money than someone who works on creating something else. I'm not sure what exactly to use as an example in that case. So it just makes you think. Just pause. Hey guys, so I just had to pause for a bit there because I got a bit distracted. I had to take care of something, but yeah, I was sort of on a train of thought about the whole self-expression, creative expression thing. I think I definitely should have planned this out a bit more, but just sort of riffing it and just going with the flow. I think in future I will like work off a few more references, just have a couple of things to work off in terms of visual stimuli, so to put it. And yeah, just to let you know, if you follow my videos, I will be working on a new series of videos where I will be learning how to trying to think of the correct verb, how to code, how to design, I'll be learning how to design a website using a framework. So that'll be an interesting little series, and I'll be starting that soon. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope that I brought up a few interesting points and the doodling wasn't too bad. Definitely hope that I can produce something slightly better in future. But yeah, this is it for this video. It's kind of annoying because like kind of feels like I sort of half-assed some of this stuff. Can definitely put something much better than this together, but for now that's it, and hopefully I can produce slightly better quality in terms of future little doodlings and everything, and also just the flow of the discussion. I probably will write down a few discussion points for future videos, but yeah, just going with it, and thanks for watching.